What's up, everybody? We back with another message, another video. Thank you to all my new subscribers and future new subscribers. You know we do nothing here without God because everything is spiritually led by God over here. We cover the world from a spiritual and physical aspect to get the raw, real, and uncut answer. So anything you hear, anything you see, may you test the spirits, aka take the words and visuals back to God in prayer, as there are many Decepticons running around sent from the enemy in these end times. It's important you have a strong, close, and personal relationship with God. All right. All right. So March 24th dreams that I had. So y'all know I have a series of dreams. I go to bed, wake up, have to figure out what happened in one. Then I have another one. And then sometimes it's a series of scenes. So I'm just gonna bear with me here, okay? So this first one, I was like in this place with people around my age. I could tell they were. Um, and basically it was me and a couple of other guys standing around, and a small fight broke out, a small incident broke out between these two dudes, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. And everybody just left and kind of went on home. So I seen one of the dudes, and this was my old home that I used to live in. I seen one of the dudes like try to get into, I guess they live next door in this dream, so they tried to get into the house next door, or pretended to, I don't know, and said, you know what, I don't want to go home after what just happened. Can I come in and just do like my work here? I guess he was talking about, I don't know what he's talking about, work. He says, just to be peaceful. And I said, okay, sure. That's fine. He's like, after what just happened. All right. I said, come on. And so next thing you know, he started going through my stuff in the house. He started going through my stuff. And then after that, he invited these girls over that barely had any clothes on, and they started a party in my house. And I'm like, it was a lot of secular music, it was drinking, all types of stuff. And I'm just like, hold up, this is my house. You don't live here. And I'm just sitting there like uncomfortable, like, what y'all doing in my house? Like, what are y'all doing? It was just a lot of weird stuff going on. And God let me know that was the enemy trying to get in, or he would try to send people to come in to your home or into your opportunities, to taint it and tamper and distract and destroy. So God was saying, be careful not to be too nice and let the enemy walk right into your front door, because I had let him in. He says, demonic energy is waiting to steal yours and put you in a compromising situation. God is saying today, say no. Because see, sometimes also he's telling me people might try to say that they're coming to help you, but they're really just coming to do the opposite. So sometimes you just have to say no. And this is why I've been telling y'all all throughout February and January, from the words God's been giving me, to make sure that you don't miss your blessing or have the devil come steal it because you can't discern very well, okay, what's between God and the devil. So this next part of the dream, I was in this big store, this big old grocery store. Like, it took us a while to even get in the front door. So there were many people from my high school that I knew over the years in general, and it's like I didn't say a word to any of them, to anybody. And so um, one even looked at me that I knew, and we always used to say stuff to each other. I think I even had a college class with him, but I ain't say nothing to him. It's like, oh, well, I don't know you no more. And then I just kind of went, because I was there to buy, like, first of all, I went the opposite way of everybody else, because they were all together. And I went to go buy cakes and things. Apparently there was a celebration that I was trying to hurry up and get stuff for. So that was really cool. Um, and I was in a really good mood there. God says cutting out the old and celebrating the new. From the last message, he was telling us that he had something coming, and are we ready to celebrate with him? So I'm in this grocery store buying things to celebrate with. So it does tie into the last dream to make sure you don't allow the enemy into those celebrations as well. Don't let the enemy in the front door. The last part of the series of dreams on the 24th. And this last part, I was in this class. God uses this a lot. I guess because from pre-K to literally 4 years in college. I guess that's why he's able to do this. But there was this younger boy, and he was very smart. Like I could tell he got really good grades. He was smart. But he was one of those that got a lot of attention put onto himself, right? And apparently, because a backstory, I ended up going to Catholic school when I was younger, but not because of religious beliefs, because of education. Like my parents didn't want to send me to public school because they wanted me to have the best education. So that's where I ended up going. But that's a whole other story for another day. And as a child, I really wasn't into the whole religious aspect. So that there was also another sign, like when God chooses you, you could tell you not of the world. I was like, ah, this is not for me. This religious part of it. But um, well, as children, we really don't pay much mind to it. But yeah, so I could resonate with this a little bit. This was way like religious though. Um, he ended up saying something to these religious teachers that they ain't like, because he was speaking truth about it. And you know what they did? They said, so they tried to get him kicked out of class and then suspended, but it didn't work. Um, then they tried to, so I saw that he had really good grades, so they tried to cut his grades down. No matter how much work he did, she's like, okay, well, the max grade you can get is a 75. Then it kind of went up to an 88, to the point where they could no longer do it and he had to get the full credit for it. So it was like they was trying to cut out any way, shape possible to get him to stop telling the truth. But none of it worked. They're like, no matter if you complete the assignment or how correct it is, you can only get this certain percentage. And he looking at them like, y'all must be crazy. um, I feel like I've seen this kid before in like my lifetime growing up, but I can't remember. He ended up going into this drawer though at this teacher's desk, and he found a bunch of like IDs from old students. So he was looking for something. He was looking to see if they had. He knew that there was a girl apparently that they did this to prior. So he looked into this lady's drawer in her desk and found the girl's ID. And when he was searching, she was like, "What are you doing? Get out of there!" And he found her ID. And then it was like three of them, three little teachers, and they sat there and was like, like they knew they did it, but they was acting shocked, like he found it. And so the religious teachers just got quiet and shocked after what they found, or after what the kid found. And so God said something will be revealed about these religious leaders that people don't know about. This will shock the world. Secrets and plans that have been hidden in the dark for too long. They will try to stop the truth within my children, but it will not work. Keep working no matter how much they try to devalue your work. So when I told y'all that the lady was trying to say you only get a certain amount of percentage no matter what, because he was speaking the truth, that's what they try to do to us. They try to say, oh, well, you can only do this or you can only do that. Or if you can't talk about Jesus, or they devalue the work you do and say, you're not doing anything. God didn't tell you to do that. So it's stuff like that. And the Lord says, keep rocking and rolling, because secrets are being revealed about these religious leaders. So yeah, when I did go to Catholic school, again, it was just for what is it? The education. But what I did notice, oh my God, I didn't even think about this. So I don't think it's really good to be grading kids on religion, or that's what they called it. That's what it was called, religion, like in this school. So I'm like, it wasn't called Bible study, it was called religion. And I thought about it and I'm like, you shouldn't be grading children, because I was in the second and third grade. You shouldn't be grading children on the word of God. That's strange. Like, yeah, we passed it. I passed it, but like, it's things that I'm gonna be honest with you guys that I did not understand. And maybe it wasn't meant for me to understand it at that time because I was a child, and they would legitimately be graded and tested on religion. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Children should not be taught that way. The word of God should not be used as a pressuring point like most topics in school, like, because then you're not really learning, you being I don't know, it never sat well with me. Ever since I became a messenger, like, I thought about that and I'm like, that didn't sit well with me. But I'm glad that I went through That because at the end of the day, most people send their kids to those schools for education and not for the religious purposes. It just was not for that. Um, so I just thought that was mighty different. Even like, and then they would have these church services too. And as a kid, I'm not gonna lie to you, as a kid, I was just like, oh, we gotta do this. Um, it wasn't like one of those things where it was inspiring. Again, Catholic school, but just when you talk about the word of God, it did nothing for me when they would go over. So that it's different from it is the way it is now. That's why I'm so happy to be able to share this experience with y'all, to show y'all like when God personally comes to teach you about things, or takes the religious aspect out of everything, it resonates better. It gives you a better understanding. So I'm so happy that I actually have that experience I can connect the dream to. Because I just always thought that was odd that they were doing that with kids and called it religion. But it's the word of God. Do y'all get what I'm saying? And God is not a religious spirit. So growing up, like as a messenger now, growing up in the spirit, I've grown up in the spirit. I'm like, oh, that was not okay. But I'm glad that I couldn't connect to it in that moment because I'm not of this world and I never have been. I've always been different. So I'm glad that the word of God was introduced to me and taught to me by God the way that it was, because I understand it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Just make sure you're not letting the enemy in your opportunities. And when it comes to these religious people, especially, like, watch what is being taught and said, and really hold God strongly in your life and stand firm with God, because people are really trying to take out Jesus and God and everything and trying to change everything. And one thing Michael warned us about was a split in Christianity coming, which it's evident is happening, but it's going to get so much worse. And it's just a lot going on. So peace and blessings, y'all. I will catch y'all in the next one.
He ran out of luck and now it's my time. Ain't no looking back, I'm on the rise.